Alright, so today we're going to be TIG welding our O2 sensor bungs in the exhaust. And that's what the exhaust look like coming off of the turbo housing. And I also have this one to make it go to the back, toward the back. So I'm not going to weld this one on until I fit it back up and see what exact, because it might have to do like this a little bit. So we're going to wait on that. I did, let me see, I did TIG weld these onto the couplers, and I got it's a clamp here that actually goes around there. Once you get the position right, you can clamp it down. So not the best TIG welds, but they're gonna hold. So I got my stainless steel bungs. I'm probably gonna use these extensions. So now I just need to see exactly where I wanna mount them at, and I'm gonna have to do a little pilot hole. And then I got a bit that's gonna cut this stainless steel. The stainless, it'll kill a bit quick, so I had to do one this style right here. It worked good for the wastegates that I welded on. The ends of them, I don't think you can see them. But yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna use these extensions, so just need to figure out exactly where I want to put it at, and then I'm gonna start drilling, and then we'll TIG weld them up. Got a fresh tip on there, and with this little I call it a palm welder. Now this one does not go to AC, so you're not gonna be doing aluminum with that. So it's just DC, which is the direct current. It doesn't have an alternating current setting. So we got some we're using the purple tungsten, purple tip. I do have the blue and the green, and instead of with these being so small and this so thin, I got stainless rods, but I'm gonna be using wire. Now I have to, this off the MIG gun, I am gonna have to feed it more often, but it won't make a big blob when it melt in. So it's just cleaner to me. So everybody got their different ways. So we're gonna get going. I'm gonna see where I want to put it, start drilling, and then we're gonna weld them on one by one. And these are this for the ACES kit I got. So you have to run both of them. All right, there we go. All right, I got everything mocked back up, so I can get my correct location for the O2 sensor bone. And we got to weld on. So once I get, typically you're supposed to mount it 18 to 24 inches away from where the pipes collect at. So, and the position is from 10 to 2 o'clock. So I'm thinking from here all the way going through the turbo there, that's close enough. So I'm gonna probably put it by probably dead center, because I got the pipe tweaked right there. Let me grab the other 45 so you can see what I'm talking about. So I got it tweaked, that way I can mount this one like that. All right, guys, I want y'all to get a better angle. So I haven't welded this on yet, because I had to cut this piece out right here, and I'm gonna fab some up later. So put the start on. Let's see, check the clearance. And now I'm seeing that what I want to do is I'm probably gonna put like a 2-inch piece right there to drop this down, because I could do it here and let it come out, but in between here there's not a lot of room. But I have about 3 inches, 4 inches at the bottom, so I'm gonna do it that way, and that way it could drop down or something. Maybe an inch or so. I hadn't welded it up. You can see the wastegate from here also. So I still can pick a spot where you need to mark to put this at, the O2 sensor. Now see I got more room, because the start is really not sticking out like I thought it would. So so this is just a different view of what I showed from the front side and stuff. So we're getting it going. All right. All right, we got the hole drilled very fast, but I did have to drill a few stages of holes to get to this size here. So you always want to start small. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get it in the right position, and I'm gonna tack it and then weld it up. Okay, got a little shitty weld on here. TIG stainless to stainless, so you need a stainless brush and 60 ounce seam to do that one well. That's the setup right there. So as soon as it cools off, I'm gonna fit it up, and we're gonna see how it looks mounted to the turbo. All right, guys, we got one side. We got passenger side down. You see it. See, we went over the wastegate. Bam, got it in there. Easy access also. Good starter clearance right there. So still gonna put a heat shield on it. Everything is gonna be wrapped, so it won't even matter. You won't even see none of these pipes. All of them gonna be wrapped. So we'll go ahead and get going on the driver's side and bolt it up. All right, got it on back there. It's probably hard to see. I can't really get the camera up where I want it to be. Okay, you can see it. I kind of know where I want to put it at, so it's pretty much standard like the other one. The other issue I'm having here is the wastegate. So being the angle of the turbo housing, they're not symmetrical. I'm gonna have to put an extra pipe. I'm gonna cut these flanges off and weld it solid. So I'm gonna make sure I got enough room right here when I do that. So let me get this off, weld the back one off, and get my hole drilled, and we're gonna weld that one up, test it again. All right, we got that one on, got the light on. I'm gonna put the elbow one, instead of going straight out like the other side, it's going 45 up this way. And I can turn my exhaust a little more. I went ahead and welded cut the flanges off and welded this on the wastegate. So now you can see that. And that's about it. T76 twin 76 turbos. Let's give a good look at both sides. You know, that's a dummy block right there with 6.0 heads on there, which I'm not using none of that. It's just a mock-up. So there go both sides. Got that one out. Hopefully we can get some flames out of there. All right, I did go ahead and redo the steering. I cut that old one off and welded this new one on. And the reason we got it to where it bolts in, because when all this get tight, you're not gonna be able to just yank all this off. It's got to be able to move, and if this can't move, it's not gonna let it go. So it may, but it's, see, like right now, it's not even on here, and I can't get it. So I gotta loosen that all the way up so I can pull up, and then it'll come out. Other than that, it's locked in right now. So, and that's why you won't want to just weld it, the bolt directly to that. I mean, you could, but as you can see, I don't have the room because it hit right here, so I had to do it off to the side. Remember, that's where the old part was at. Once I get the body off, we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna clean everything up, so make it look factory. That's the steering. All right, guys, we close to finish the turbo setup for the Bug-atti. So the engine is actually going there. The other one in there's a dummy block. Before I put it in, I gotta swap my oil pan. Again, I got two of these low profile ones, so if you need one, hit me up. I gotta use the one with the taps right here. So whenever the oil drains from the turbos, they need to go back into the oil pan. So I got to get the one with that on both sides, and then I got to get the one with the quad feed to feed the two turbos and an oil cooler. So I'm gonna get that set up also. We're gonna do that before we put it back in. I know you're looking at these headers, and I couldn't use them because of space, of course, and then I didn't want to mount it too high. So what these are going on the Warbug, and it's probably gonna be a 4.8 or 5.3 with some 68s. I got 76 for the Bug-atti, but 68 twin turbo for the low end, because it's gonna be on 37s. That's the old rims off of Joker. Those are 22x14s. Also, this is gonna have to be beefed up. So I gotta pull this back apart and beef it up. I think the list of parts I got on my watch list like about $2 grand. It should be like 4, but I'm not doing billet input output shafts and stuff like that. So it is a 4L60 E. I do have 2 of them, so I'm gonna beef this one up, stick that one in the bug, and I'm gonna be beefing the other one up for a spare. So that's where we at, guys. I'm about to get started on some body work, the fenders for the bug, and this is the engine that's going in the 383. That's it.